Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Scorpio, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. So Scorpio, I have started to do mini meditations before some of my readings and writing down what I see in those meditations, and so I'd like to show you a list of what I wrote down for you today. I do have it dated for the day that I record the reading, but tarot is timeless, so these could mean nothing today and they could mean something to you in the future. They could be symbols or synchronicities that you see. Just take them as such. If they do pop up in your life somehow, that your spirit guides are around you. The first thing I saw was a clover, and I was specifically reminded of this because one of my spirit guides, who is a very dear uncle that passed away a long time ago, who is always with me, he's represented to me by a clover. So he is also a Scorpio. A black hat, a staircase, a car underwater, a red curtain, a piece of gravel in your shoe, so just like something that irritates, the long ribbon in gymnastics. So I don't know if you've ever seen those Olympic events or in gymnastics where they have that big long ribbon and they kind of do like interpretive dance with it. I'm not really sure, but that's what I saw. The Statue of Liberty, crosses on mountainsides. I was specifically seeing also the statue, I think it's of Jesus, the mountainside in, I don't know where it is, Mexico City. This is shameful. Is it Mexico City? Anyway, it's very famous, and so it's very shameful that I don't remember where it is. But like in the United States, in some parts of the country, you can see crosses, like just when you're on the highway or something, there'll be 3 crosses on the mountainside. And so I was seeing that image. And then South America. So let me just show it to you one more time. This is the list that I saw. So if any of these are relevant to you or resonate, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know how they're relevant to you, or if you see them along your journey. So today I'm doing your reading with the amazing Light Seers Tarot, and for your oracle, the Gateway of Light Activation. Gateway of Light Activation. So cards have been pre-shuffled. I'm just going to go a couple more times, and we shall pull a card for Scorpio, please, Spirit. One card for Scorpio. Star being, okay, star being, healing codes, important information, wounds are healed, recharging. So isn't that astounding? Could be a lot of glare. It's because it's like diffuse light outside. It's very cloudy, but there's like a lot of light. So it's kind of glowing here, this magical, mystical figure. Larger than life, larger than the planet. Important information, wounds are healed, recharging. So this could be a time when you are getting a lot of downloads from Spirit. Or perhaps your star being family, if you subscribe to being a star seed, coming from being born in the stars, coming from the stars, which in some sense we all do scientifically. Right? All the matter on Earth came from other places in the cosmos. But I do think that this has something to do with some past life trauma, like some kind of karmic balance. It's almost like you've healed some family wounds and now it's your turn to shine. It's like you worked through all of that karmic trauma and now it's time for you to step into your own power, because thus far it's like you've just been battling a lot of demons that were not yours, or at least they were not yours in this lifetime. And it's almost as if those are behind you now and you can step into your own power. So I'm going to pull 8 cards for the base spread. Sorry, 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for a clarifier. And we shall see what we see here. Okay, so a lot of cards popped out, and I'm just going to take the ones that are for the reading. Spirit's asking me to take one more, so I will. 7 of Cups in reverse. There's something that you are not confused about anymore. 7 of Cups can talk about being spoiled for choice. That there's so many, it's like, what's underneath this one and what's underneath this one, and I could try this and I could do this. And you can see here the kind of, like deliberation on his face, that, you know, we have to be mindful of that, because you start picking up too many cups and there may be things underneath there that you can't see that are not for your best and highest good. That's what I just heard. See kind of a dragon's wing here and a snake over here, and snakes aren't inherently bad, but it's not great when you're not expecting it. I just heard snake in the grass, right? And it's weird with this cup in particular, you know, there seems to be some kind of funneling out of water, but it's almost as if there's a leak. Feels like there's a, like you pick up the cup and it has a leak in it. It's like a faulty cup. So there are endless possibilities, and there could have been some confusion before as to what was your best option. And I feel as though Spirit is saying you're no longer in a place of confusion. Maybe because you did already pick up all those cups simply out of your own curiosity with things. And, you know, what's that expression? Curiosity killed the cat. I've just heard, you know, unfortunately you had to learn it the hard way. This is all, it already happened. You had to learn something the hard way. I almost want to say that there was some kind of a rude awakening here for you. And you learned your lesson, and you no longer have any confusion over what direction to move. And I'll tell you why I feel this way. Because in the past energy, you got the Emperor card clarified by the Knight of Cups. So the Emperor is major arcana number 4, representing Aries energy. Whenever I talk about any major arcana cards, I'm talking about energies that are very divinely guided. So the first 22 cards of the tarot are major arcana. It's Spirit's hand in the situation. The rest of the cards, the minor arcana, are all the scenarios that you and I can affect in the material world, in the 3D. So in the past energy, a total up-leveling. You're like boss energy. The Emperor has a lot of control, knows what they think, what they feel, how they need to use their resources. They have a lot of confidence. This could be somebody that you're dealing with as well. And if you're dealing with an Emperor, maybe they came in with a nice offer here. Knight of Cups in the upright. Somebody who has something very authentic, with authentic gesture, an authentic message. You see the envelope here with the kind of seal on it. Authentic message. It's interesting though, because Just energetically speaking, these two cards are very different from one another. This is all massive Mars, power, fire, and like this guy is all like feelings and emotions, and hey, divine masculine can be both, right? I subscribe to divine masculine energy a lot of the time. It can be both. Both are equally as valid, but they're just so different. They're just so different. So it's almost as if whatever, if this is you, whatever power position you were in, you came to it with a sense of love, a sense of it's not just about being the best or competition or overtaking something or being the boss. It's not just about that. It's like a greater good, something that appeals to the heart space. I'm gonna pull a clarifier. Can you give me a clarifier for the past energy, please, Spirit? For Scorpio. Page of Cups in the reverse. Interesting. Page of Cups can be an apology, a gesture of love, but very small in the reverse. This is clarifying these two energies. Okay, so let's just say for argument's sake, this is you standing very tall and very proud, very powerful. And these two are characters that have approached you in the past. One had very little to nothing to offer, like it was a small gesture, but it wasn't even anything that panned out. And one was like, I'm gonna go the distance. Could be a job, situation. Take it as it resonates. I see you in the power position in the past energy, that's for sure. Sorry, I just have to relight a candle. My tea lights don't last for very long, but when a candle goes out, it's almost like the timing of it is very important, because Spirit is like kind of telling me that whatever this was, all of this energy is now in the past, because in the present tense we have the Strength card in the reverse. Immediately I saw you regretting something. Like immediately, it's just like regret, like the word just like came very clearly. It doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. It just means there's something here that you're just like, oh, maybe I could have given this one a chance, as an example. You know, yes, this one had a solid offer, but I could have given this one a chance. I don't know what the regret is about. I'm going to ask for a clarifier, but the Strength card is also Major Arcana, and it represents Leo energy. So far, 2 Major Arcanas that are fire for you, Scorpio. So you may have prominent placements in Leo or Aries in your chart. The Strength card in the upright talks about like a mastery over the ego, because mastering the impulsive parts of you, right? But in the reverse, it's kind of like the ego is getting the best of you right now. It's just in the present moment, and it's clarified by another Major Arcana, the Star, representing Aquarius energy, a wish that you were looking for, a space of healing. So there is healing happening. You know, it's almost like when I heard the word regret, doubt, regret, I almost saw this as you backtracking on yourself. It's like you had achieved some level of greatness and then you backtracked on yourself and said, yeah, but do I deserve this? Right? And what did we start off with? Healing codes. Right? Wounds are healed. So this comes from a place, this regret, this energy of regret, I feel like it comes from a place that's like very deep within, because like almost like part of that lesson from your star family, right? The lesson that you came to the Earth School to learn. So it's this idea, right? Just go with me for a second. if you already subscribe to like being a starseed, then you already know this, but some people don't even know what that is. So starseed is like your soul or your energetic body was a part of a great constellation system, Andromeda or the Pleiades or Orion or whatever. It was, pick a star system, right? So there's specific ones like Arcturian light codes and things like that, like all of these esoteric things. I'm not as well versed in them as I should be probably, but it's this idea that you come from the stars, and Earth is simply a place to learn. So we call it the Earth School, and you are the student. You incarnated into a human existence. The idea is that you kind of signed a contract. In this human existence, I decree I am going to learn lessons of forgiveness and self-love and charity, and I'm going to overcome addictions, and I'm going to overcome self-hate, and I'm going to overcome resentment and whatever it is. So it's almost like whatever is cropping, it's like cropping back up again. I see you trying to dig deep into the contract, your cosmic contract, and say, okay, I know that I have the ability already built into me to be able to heal this. I just have to like figure out how. And I think it starts with kind of a mastery of your ego, of the human self, and how the ego tries to protect us. But when it gets a little out of control, what does an ego out of control look like? Right? A narcissist who is threatened by everything, and it can come out as gaslighting or love bombing even. Just things in extremes. When a person doesn't know how to regulate themselves, and so, you know, they could shower you with love, or they could withhold love completely, right? We're all dealing with this, and if this resonates with you, don't think that you're the only one that's having to deal with this, because that's just not true. If you find yourself being that person that you overgive, that's also a failing of your ego, because it's your ego telling you that you're not good enough, and so you have to give to external sources to define your value, right? I've definitely been there, for sure, 100%, and this is something that I'm working through. And so I see kind of these things wrapped up in this Strength card in reverse. It's like looking at those things head on. Can I have a clarifier for the present tense? 3 cards came out. The 7 of Pentacles. You can see here, seeds have been planted, and there's a tiny harvest. Wondering if what was worth it, right? This came up, I believe, for Cancer as well. Ace of Pentacles. A new beginning from Spirit. 4 of Wands in the reverse. Something that was not as solid a foundation as one would have hoped for. And releasing it. Okay, so this could be a family situation, right? Family tree. Family tree that is small. And now having to build a soul tribe, right? Like Spirit bringing to you a soul tribe. That's very specific. Take it as it resonates. The Ace of Pentacles is something, a gift from Spirit. It could be in the form of anything. A new soul tribe, a new place to live. Just something new, some new opportunity, a door opening for you. And that can look like, it can look in many ways. It can be in the form of a phone call or an email that results in something that changes your life for the better, for your highest good. In the future energy, 3 of Pentacles. So strange that this card, I mean, they're doing like a woolen tapestry of some kind. They're kind of weaving this, but it always looks like a traffic light, right? Strangely, the idea of the Three of Pentacles talks about co-creation. And so it's almost like here's Three of Pentacles in reverse. Nothing is a coincidence. Okay, I dropped the card and it flipped in the reverse. So I'm gonna take it in reverse unless it falls out of my hand again. And then it's just like butterfingers, you know. Three of Pentacles in the reverse would talk about going it alone. Maybe not even looking to spirit or your star family or anything, just having to, you know, figure it out on your own. You showed up in your own reading. Why am I having trouble speaking? Reading. Scorpio, the death card, death and rebirth, number 13. This is the energy of Scorpio in the major arcana. This talks about, you know, a phoenix rising from the ashes. It's this idea of being completely decimated and then brought back to life in some capacity. But you're doing it on your own. You're the one that's doing this. Nobody's helping you, right? But you got this card in the reverse. So you're having to figure out, there's a cycle here that needs to close out for you. You know what's really weird? This completely looks like the tail end of a fish, which I never, ever, ever noticed before. I've had this deck for years at this point. And fish makes me think of Pisces, so you could be dealing with a Pisces. You're trying to get back to center. Your card is in reverse, so it's like you're trying to find yourself again in the future potential. That in the past it seemed like you were on top of the world, and in the future potential you're like really trying to find yourself. But I will tell you, right, two major arcana cards, I will tell you that this kind of power and this kind of power are completely different. The Emperor's power is focused on the external, on his empire, now it doesn't have to do, it's just divine masculine energy. This doesn't have to describe a man. Like, gender has nothing to do with it. But this person, maybe the former you, focus completely on the external, you know, my reputation, my power, my finances, my clout, my reach, my networking. This kind of power in the death card is so much bigger. It's internal. It's an ego death. It's saying all of the things that I used to value matter very little to me at this point. We get a clarifier on that death card in reverse. What are we trying to figure out here, Spirit? Three of Wands, Ten of Pentacles in the upright. You're trying to figure out what makes you happy. It's like, you know that it's out there. I always like to point out the fact that she's got her surfboard, but she's not in the water. The surfboard serves no function except to be a burden that you have to carry. When you're in the water, when the object is in its element, it completely actualizes what it was meant to be. And Spirit is kind of saying that for you right now, that you're trying to find the environment where this blissful energy exists for you in particular, right? This is the tree of life energy here, your life's blueprint, the contract. Because what makes you happy is not what makes me happy. I guarantee you. Now, there could be overlaps in what we would like to have, but what brings you bliss and what brings me bliss would be two different things. And so you're trying to find it uniquely for you. This picture, this depiction, is but one of an infinite number of possibilities. And this is what you're trying to discern for yourself right now. Because what used to make you happy no longer makes you happy. And that's fine. Because you're having an ego death. So you're literally redefining your entire life. That's a lot. That's heavy. That's a lot. A lot. In the advice from Spirit, well, yeah, you're feeling it too. Nine of Swords. This can be nightmare energy. One of my favorite readers, Chris Reck, I always quote him because he's got some zingers. But when he describes the Nine of Swords, he says it's like waking up from a nightmare only to realize you're still in a nightmare. So the Nine of Swords is absolute worry, contemplation. It's all in the mind space. Clarified by the Five of Pentacles. A feeling of being left out in the cold, we can see here. The key to unlocking that door of sanctuary is absolutely within your grasp. But there's just so much overthinking. Maybe you know that when you have an ego death and you kind of up-level yourself spiritually, that you're going to have to walk away from your old life in so many capacities, right? Like, it's crazy. Quantum entanglement and changing, shifting dimensions. What does all that even mean? It's like, picture this. Like the Golden Girls, Sicily, 1942, right? Picture this. And I think I've talked about this in another reading, but you're sitting next to your best friend. Your best friend that you've known for 30 years. And you have a great epiphany, or something happens to you that you've been manifesting, and it changes your life in an instant. And you could be sitting right next to your best friend, but where your life is headed and the dimension you're stepping into in that moment is going to leave that person in the dimension that you both were just in. Does that make sense? Like, and you don't even have to say a word. It's an epiphany. Like, maybe you came to an epiphany about like some trauma you had. Maybe it was during the conversation with your friend. I would hope in that case that you would jump timelines together because you're both coming to an epiphany, but just use this as an example. You're sitting right next to somebody and yet you've just jumped timelines because your consciousness is in a different place. And when your consciousness is in a different place, you are therefore in a different place because it's your energy. And there's can be a sadness there. I've experienced this. I've definitely experienced this. I have so many beloved friends, right? But like, and they're all supportive, all of them, every single one. But a lot of them don't understand this new phase of my life. They support it 100%, but they're not, I'm not where they are, they're not where I am. But we love each other, we see each other all the time. But, and it's like mine is better, we're all on a journey. They have had their own awakenings and epiphanies, and they're on another timeline that I'm not privy to. So, it's nothing having to do with judgment. Judgment is like a human construct. It's the idea that we're judging or being better than or whatever. It's a human construct. Energy is energy is energy. Love is love is love, right? So Spirit is showing like a big, big worry that they would like you to release. It's not helping you at this time because you know what it does? If you're trying to like reach this energy up in the heavens somehow, this is just burdensome. Look at their body posture. You can't even see their faces. So heavy. This is advice from Spirit. It's like lift yourself out of this place. You know, allow us to help you. Talk to your spirit guides. 3 cards came out just now. Damn. 4 of Swords comes right before. Look. Okay. 4 of Swords. Just nest, rest, and recuperation. 2 of Pentacles, which is deliberation and juggling, multitasking. And the 6 of Swords in the reverse. Unable to move on. I wanted this card in reverse for you, but that's not how it flipped out. Unable to move on. There's something, it's this. Regret. This is the sticking point. And this is in the present energy. Which tells me that right here, right now, right in this moment, as you watch this, right in this very moment, in this very present moment, all possibilities exist to you. In this very present moment, whatever it is you regret, start to let it go, like heal from it, like start. And how do you do that? You have to say it out loud, acknowledge what it is that you're resenting or regretting. And just say, I forgive myself for feeling this way. I forgive the other party if they've hurt me. I forgive myself if I gave too much. I forgive, I forgive, I forgive. I'm not holding on to it anymore. And you can keep saying it. It's like fake it till you make it. Fake it until you believe it. We do that with so many other things in life. Why not do it with the thing that actually like benefits you into being a more loving, compassionate person? You know? If there's something here that you're regretting, the first person you should show compassion to is yourself. Just say, I'm not a perfect person. I understand that I have some recuperation and healing to do. I understand that there's like so much on my plate right now. And I understand that I need to move on from it. That's heavy, Scorpio, but it's like you have a lot of work to do, but it's all for your benefit. Right? All for your healing. And when you heal, it's like these wishes that you've been trying to manifest are all gonna, it's like they're all gonna funnel towards you. That's your reading. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification if you'd like to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Scorpio.